A busy licensing authority hearing, and Senator Scott Brown visits Hyannis on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, April 30th, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. A planned restaurant relocation is in the works. Il Maestro, in business on West Main Street, Hyannis for decades, is planning to expand and move into the North Street space formerly occupied by Italian restaurant Barolo. Attorney David Lawler outlined the request before the licensing authority this morning.
With Michael, he's operated El Maestro, I believe now for 23, 24 years. The restaurant is well known as a excellent establishment for Italian fare. My understanding is that in the 24 years of operation, there's been no violations against the license. He has been a exemplary member of the community, and now wishes to transfer the particular license to the old Barolo's location there on North Street. I think everybody's familiar with that as well, a former Italian restaurant. And to expand his operation to allow him to operate in that particular situation. Now, with respect to the transfer, I just want to address one thing that I believe will be coming up in a letter in the file. Mr. DiPaolo has had a dispute. I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. I don't think it's appropriate for this forum. I don't think it's relevant to this forum with this particular landlord on West Main Street.
Spiro Mitrokostas, representing the West Main Street landlord, offered his comment.
I would like to represent to you at the outset that there is no dispute. As far as we're concerned, Mr. DiPaolo had been a tenant in good standing up until 6 months ago, when he simply decided that he didn't want to pay the tab on the way out the door. And the reason that we're here today is because he asked that his eviction hearing, which was scheduled for last week, be postponed for 2 weeks, so that this hearing could take place unencumbered by whatever decision would be rendered in Barnstable District Court.
The licensing authority agreed that dispute fell outside of their jurisdiction and had no impact on the decision before them this morning.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that I've heard what you said about what it involves, and listening to the chairman, I don't think the issues affect the ability to deny the license, not being able to rule on the license, and I think both parties are at that point. It's a private dispute over something unrelated to the license per se, and my point is, I think both parties agree to that.
The change in venue was approved. Next, restaurateur David Colombo was before the board requesting an entertainment license for the Black Cat Harbor Shack on Ocean Street. That request was approved, but not without warning from Regulatory Services Director Tom Geiler.
I think you're very familiar with the area, but you may not be familiar with some of the conditions. This is the most difficult area to control sound. It varies from night to night on weather conditions. Absolutely. It will carry for miles and miles under the right conditions, and it'll bounce all over with cloud conditions or fog conditions. So it really does take more than just listening to what's going on at the site. You need to kind of roam around a little bit.
Check the weather report.
Well, I think you need to go across the street, and somebody it needs to be able to monitor that to prevent the situations. There are a number of complaints that come in every year and down there. Frequently they'll name an establishment, and just as frequently we find out there wasn't that establishment. Because of the difficulty in trying to figure the directions and so forth. So I have no concerns about what it is you're trying to do. The the concern is always the next guy. You've been very cooperative over the years, and I'm sure that isn't going to change. But at some particular point, there may be a different owner, and the keeping that track record good is kind of important. So if somebody could get out and walk around once in a while, I think you'd find you learn a lot more.
Tom, I appreciate that information. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, from the
Lieutenant?
Police Department's purview, I have full confidence in Mr. Colombo's ability to police himself, and if there's an issue and the police bring it to his attention, I have full confidence it will be addressed.
Next up, a planned show cause hearing regarding complaints from customers of a local auto dealer. Attorney Peter Freeman, representing AutoSmart, appeared before the board with a request for continuance.
2 reasons we would like to ask for a continuance. The first, I apologize. I don't know the last time that I've done this, but I have been really sick, including not much time to look into things more. I'm feeling terrible right now, and I'm not an excuse maker. I apologize. As I say, I understand the seriousness of it, but that ties into the fact that Mr. Feitz did contact me. I was unable to look into things much before feeling under the weather the end of the week. So in fairness to everybody under the circumstances, I would ask your indulgence. He was even willing to wait until the disposition in the district court. Now, he just got the notice. The hearing in district court is not until July 13th. If you can continue till after that, then we'll know what that resolution is. And if you feel as though you still need to have a hearing further, I would just ask that we do it after today.
Yeah, I would rather have this at our next meeting, May 21st, because we don't know about court cases, and I'm reluctant to continue it to after July. Is that okay with? Well, I'll come back. Got to speak in the microphone. First, I want to say that we have to conduct fair hearings, and this is the first time that he has obtained counsel, and it would be unfair not letting counsel have the opportunity to review the case.
I just started a new job, and this is not okay. Not okay, because I lose pay every time I come here, and I'm a single parent, and that's not right. If he had said before that he was going to obtain counsel, and you would have known that, and we could have done it. Now you're going to do it next. I can't leave my job. I can't keep, because he's decided this or this or this. I don't get paid.
The licensing authority agreed to continue the hearing at its next meeting. Senator Scott Brown spent his Friday afternoon shooting hoops with Barnstable students. Brown paid a visit to the Hyannis Youth and Community Center, got a tour of the facility before spending about a half hour playing ball with the kids. I caught up with Senator Brown inside the gym on Friday afternoon. I'm Sarah Colvin, and we are here inside the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. Here with me today is Senator Scott Brown. Senator Brown, hello, welcome.
Hey, hi.
That was you just did an amazing half-court basketball shot. Have you done that before? I know you practice it.
I actually have done it in a real shot in games before when I was younger, but I developed this new technique when you get older. You do it this way like you're bowling, so you don't pull a muscle. That's basically it. And then I set out 2-5, and on the fifth one, it obviously went in. Off the board. Did I call that off the board?
Off the board for sure. So what brings you here to Hyannis and the HYCC specifically today?
Well, obviously we had a campaign office here. Hyannis is a very important part of the state. I've been visiting, we just had our jobs fair up the street, and it's something I've been to the Sturgis School before, and I've always wanted to come in here. And I didn't realize you actually had 2 hockey rinks, and obviously a beautiful basketball court. I mean, I'd play here any day, and this is very similar. This is better than some high schools, so I'm glad to be here. And it's great to see the kids. What a way to, kind of wind down my day is to come here and have fun with the kids. We tried to play a new Guinness Book of World Records game of knockout. That didn't work. It was too crazy. And then, trying to keep them engaged and let them know that you can have fun and be athletic and, throw in the reading and, making sure if you're theater, music, arts, whatever your thing is, you just got to be involved.
Exactly, put it all together. Well, thank you so much. And obviously the kids look like they were having a great time out there.
I feel bad for the teachers right now because I don't think they're going to be able to go back to their classrooms. They're going to be fired up like I am. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Put me in, Coach. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.